want to comment, preferably, I advise if you can join through TikTok, or if you want to comment, or that's if you want your voice to be heard, preferably to TikTok. I don't know if I've sent you the link, but you can check. If you type my name, Onyekwelu. Okay, 1 minute, sorry. Guys, 1 minute, sorry. Or if you want to comment, or that's if you want your voice to be heard, preferably to TikTok. Okay. Yes. My name is Onyekwelu. Preferably, I'll advise you to 1 minute, sorry. Like to comment, preferably, I'll advise you can join to TikTok. I don't know if you guys can hear me now. But if you'd like to comment, preferably to TikTok. Because I'm just trying to deal with all the technicalities that are going on at the same time. I don't know what the issues are and why now. I believe the devil doesn't want me to share some of the things that the things that was planned to share today, but we must do it, whether I like it or not. Okay, welcome everyone. God bless you all. Thank you for always joining. You could be anywhere across the world, but you're here. So you're very much appreciated. You're very much liked. And thank you very much. Okay. My name is Onyekwelu. ILOGE. I don't know if in case you don't know. Today's topic is own the ladder. Own the ladder. Thank you to all our TikTok, all our YouTube, all our Facebook, and all our Instagram fans across LinkedIn, wherever you're watching from. We're just saying a big thank you to you. We do this every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, which is about 8 p.m. Nigerian time, and 7 hours different wherever you are or whatever local time is. Please, before we go straight into it, please long press on the screen and share. It will say repost button. You share on TikTok, and check for how to do that on Facebook, or on Instagram, or on YouTube, depending where you're watching from. Please, if you appreciate what you're hearing or like what we're doing, please keep tapping on the screen for TikTok, and let's try and push us up to now we're at 205 likes. Let's try to push us up to about 5,000 or 10,000 likes. We've done it before, we can do it again. And the same thing on YouTube. You can appreciate. You can. I'm sure there are ways to do it on YouTube and as well as on TikTok. Okay, sorry, on Facebook. I put together a free ebook. If you're interested, check on my bio. You can find a link. I also put together an ebook that is not free. If you're interested, it's called the free one is called Roadmap to Financial Freedom, and the paid one is called Idea to Short-Led Business. So if you check on my bio, there's a link that will take you there. If you want us to have a conversation about your business or something else, personal growth or what, 10 minutes for free, I could do that for you. Link on my bio, you can find something and we can get that rolling. If you want to join our community, please feel free. That same link can link you, or you check all the adverts or so. You would find a QR code that takes you to my page. Thank you for the likes, guys. I'll take you to my page, my WhatsApp channel, and from there you should be able to find. I'll send a DM and we can add you to the community. This live stream every Sunday is sponsored by the How You Love, by D610 Homes, and by Love Family Podcast. Please do well to always to check them out and patronize them. You can never go wrong. So the whole idea of what I do every Sunday, is to stir a dissatisfaction in your spirit man. Is to stir a dissatisfaction in your spirit man. Is to awake the sleeping giant. Is to awake the sleeping giant. And if at the end of this 55 minutes or 1 hour session that we still have left, and nothing is stirred up in you, you need to check yourself. Because if everything that is shared here, you listen to it, there will be something that you'll be on, that will not be at ease. You should act. That's what the whole idea is, that you should act, to take action. All right. So, and the reason why I do this is because Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7 says, I have seen servants on horses. I've seen servants on horses, while princes walk on ground like servants. I've seen servants on horses, while princes walk like ground on servants. So if you check it, people that the princes are supposed to be on the horses, and the servants are supposed to be walking on the ground, but the order has been changed because people are not living or taking the right action. Order is changed. My prayer is that as you listen to what we're going to share today, it will spark something in you to make you want to be on the rightful place, which is to ride on horses and not to walk like servants. So today, like I said earlier, is own the ladder is the topic for today. Own the ladder is the topic for today. So I don't have a problem. I always say to people, career progression is a noble aspiration. Anybody can desire to become. You can be on a job, to climb ladder, or the job is amazing. Well, we have corporate ladder or corporate institution has white collar job, whatever, blue collar job, name it, has produced one of the most outstanding people you can think of on this world. Be it in different continents, name them, they're all. I could name our continent. We have Campbell Mbeki. He's gone up to his the pinnacle, United Nations, and as far as his career can take him. We have Okonjo-Iweala. She's still there in the World Trade. I think it's World Trade WHO. I think something like she's still there, or World or the Trade one. I can't remember what it's called. You know, in Nigeria, we had people like Dora Quinley. I can name them all and continue to name them. Number one thing that the school teaches that we should climb ladder. The system encourages that we should climb ladders. Parents, they always tell you, oh, you need to climb, you need to read and study so that you can get a good job and progress and progress. That's what we are being taught. Is we are taught to aim and aspire for jobs. We are taught to aspire for titles. We are taught to aspire for promotions. These are things that we are being taught. No, so climbing is not a problem. There's nothing wrong about climbing or aspiring. There's nothing wrong about it. But climbing alone does not create freedom. Climbing alone does not create freedom. It builds someone else's system. So what is rarely taught, one of the things that is rarely taught is to own the ladder. You know, we don't get that kind of conversation. Owning the ladder is not something that the conversation that we get all the time, you know, because until we own the ladder, you will spend your life building someone else's dream. So there's time for everything, guys. Remember, there's a time to work for somebody, get the training, and get everything. And there's a time to own the ladder. And I pray that today you stop climbing or stop aspiring to climb ladders, but start thinking of how to start building your own ladder today so that others can climb on. That's my prayer for you. So what does it mean to climbing the ladder? What does that mean? It refers to the traditional path of career progression, career advancement, where an individual seeks success by what? Moving up defined roles, within an organization or an institute or an industry, or through promotions, through titles, through pay rise, through increased responsibility. It typically involves starting at a lower position, gaining experience, qualifications, and approval, competing for promotions, advancing with structures owned and controlled by others. When it comes to while it can bring income, nobody's saying that. It can bring income, it can bring status, it can bring stability. The ladder itself, its space, and the limits and rewards is not owned by the climber. So no matter what you do, you're not the determinant. So you can climb, but someone else owns the ladder itself. So what is it? Another definition we're going to do today is owning the ladder. What does it mean to own the ladder? It means taking control of systems, structures, and income. That's you're in control of the system, you're in control of the structure, you're in control of the source of income that determines your progress, rather than merely advancing the framework owned and controlled by someone else. So let's know the difference. One is that someone is in control. This other one is that you are in control. It's about earning some. It's not just about earning only wages. It's about building assets. It's not about seeking promotion. It's about creating ownership. It's not about depending on permission. It's about operating with purpose and control. But to own a ladder is to build or acquire systems that generate value. Decide the rule, pace, and rewards of progress. Create sustainable freedom and what? Legacy. So in other words, owning the ladder means controlling the system. I said that again. The system you rise through, instead of spending your life climbing someone else's ladder. A lot of people do that. So Christ didn't call us only to labor in systems, but we should be stewards. We should multiply, we should exercise, we should dominate. So I always say to people, I learned this from Kenneth Copeland. He said the overall purpose of man, the reason why God created man, was not to go to heaven. But what? The reason why Christ died was to reconcile us back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 28, which is threefold mandate: multiply, dominate, and to rule the earth. So as we have arrived here on this earth, the main thing we need to do is to find ways to make that happen. So owning the ladder can make that happen, because in every man there's a seed, and in every seed there's a tree, and in every tree there's a fruit, and in every fruit there's another seed, and in another seed is a tree, and in that tree is a fruit. So if you do nothing with the first seed, then a forest is dead. It's something that must always be in mind. So I want to let us share something with us: the system and the rat race. Something I coined the system and the rat race. Society is designed to teach us to climb ladders. I talked about that. In the schools, that's all you're taught about. In the book, in jobs, in titles, that's what the whole focus is: climbing ladders. How to climb ladder. And I'm sure everyone understands what it means to climb ladder. Progressing in your career. You start as this, and after how many years they tell you, oh, you have been promoted, and they give you a pay rise, and they give you a new title. That's career progression. They say climb ladder, keep doing it, you climb ladder. You still have worked here 15 years, and they push you up, on all that stuff, and they reward you with a paycheck and everything. What's stuff, so they keep doing all that. Sorry, guys. Just remember something I need to talk about. I need to write it down. Yeah. So I hope you guys are learning today too. Yeah. Anyway, let me just make do this one. Okay. So from early on, success is defined by approvals. People give approvals, grades, paycheck. The system rewards obedience and busyness. That's what it was. Not ownership or dominion. I always say to people, I remember when we were trying to buy a house, my wife and I, I'm a businessman, my wife is a contractor, and we found it difficult to get a mortgage to buy a house, even if we had the money. I remember a time when we were trying to rent a house, I had 6 months rent upfront cash. Oh, thank you very much. I had 6 months rent upfront cash. The agent refused it. He wanted all he wanted was a pay slip. To get a mortgage to buy a house as a contractor or business person is very challenging. Very challenging. But even if you're a cleaner and you have a pay slip and a company gave you an employment letter, you will get a house faster than someone that is making millions of pounds or billions of naira. Billions, I'm telling you. You get a mortgage easier and faster. Once your income is predictable, they know that every 6 months or every month you're going to get 2,130 pounds or 5,000 or 10,000 pounds or whatever it is your salary is. Once your earnings are predictable, you get a mortgage faster. But even if they saw 1 million pounds in your account last year, or maybe when you did your annual returns, you got 1 million pounds or something, because you're not sure of what you're going to get next year. You can even get more. They will not give it to you. Understand? They want prediction. So, and you begin to see that the system is rewarding obedience to that, the way it has structured it, and the business rate. It doesn't reward entrepreneurship or owning something or working hard or having things on cap, because I'm going to touch on some of the reasons why it doesn't let that happen. Comfort keeps people dependent. Fear keeps them running the rat race. The system, that's what the system wants. The Bible makes us understand that the borrower, the servant to the lender. So by the time we have mortgages and XYZ, which I'm not against mortgages, we become dependent on the system. We have to stay on the job so that we can be able to pay the mortgage. We have to stay on the job so we can pay the car finance, or to pay whatever it is that you have gotten because of the job. They are rewarding you for getting the job by giving you access to loans and XYZ and whatever. So it's important that we all bear this in mind. I've always said that, I'll say it again. Climbing isn't wrong. I'm not saying that climbing is wrong, but stopping at climbing is a trap. If all you do is just keep climbing and climbing, it's a trap. The world trains you to climb ladders. We are supposed to build, own, and take care of the systems or the ladders we have. The system isn't evil. It's designed for stability, not freedom. guys. So we need to bear that in mind. Climbing ladder isn't wrong. I said it again. Stopping there is a trap. So use the system, but don't be owned by it. So society teaches us how to climb. Freedom begins when you learn how to build and own the ladder. So why do people never step out? One of the main reasons why somebody can stay on a job for 25 years, 30 years. I've met a man who says he's worked for a Nigerian power, that was called Nigerian Electrical Power Project for 30 years, and he had nothing. Looking at him, I could not tell that there was something tangible that he got for it. You know what it means? 30 years. A child that is 30 years in Nigeria, in Igbo tribe, if you serve your master for 6 years, he will settle you. In Igbo, as Igbo people, he will settle you after maybe 7. He will settle you. Settle means that he will set you up. He will give you money to set up your own business, and he'll keep offering you mentorship until you stand. But somebody served another position for 30 good years, and there's nothing really much to show for. So I know it can be an individual case by case, whatever. So one of the reasons why people don't step out is fear. So as we discuss fear, there's what's called Stockholm syndrome. This is a psychological phenomenon in which hostages or abuse victims develop a psychological alliance with their captor or abuser as a survival strategy. This emotional bond can make the victims defend their captors and even come to like or love them. So the reason why this is brought is that at some point, the system has done it in a way that people stick to jobs and stay on jobs. But the people, if you are trying to talk somebody that you need to do something about this, they'll be defending the system or defending their employee or defending the way things are. They don't want to see things for the way you're seeing it. That's Stockholm syndrome. You need to do a research about it. Someone that kidnapped you before you know anything, because over time you guys have started, a person start telling you why he's doing what he's doing. Before you know anything, you start speaking for that person or start speaking on the person's behalf. You need to be careful. Some people are wired to be career climbers, not because they lack destiny, but because they are trained for security. You know, some people, no matter what you're saying, all they just think they can't imagine not seeing their salary come on that day that it has. The fear that will be gripping them. They can't even imagine not having a job. They've been so glued to it. And I say it and I say it again. And somebody once said, a job is a drug, like a hard substance, that an employer gives an employee to keep them on the job. To keep them on the job. So let's be mindful of it. Not everyone will set up a business, yes, but we'll be mindful that you are not you are not putting a cap on your destiny when you're supposed to have blown out or when you're supposed to have gone. But because of fear, you are held back in where you are ought to have expressing the things that God has put in you. So often it's not rebellion, it's fear of stepping into the unknown. A lot of people are afraid. Like in the Bible, many of the children of Israel, they feared, they didn't want to leave Egypt. They are so comfortable. This is slave, the master is showing them pepper. They didn't want to leave the master. Even when they left, they were complaining to Moses, oh, we used to eat this and eat that. Why do you bring us out here? He's taking them to their promised land. But they still wanted to go back. That's Stockholm syndrome. You know, to where Pharaoh would keep them as a slave. A lot of us are that way. You know, Masmoro once told a story about that some people are in the way they are not fulfilling their potentials is like someone that the prison gate is open. The person can see that the gate is open, but refuse to walk outside. God forbid. A lot of people are like that. They are stuck on a job. They can see that there's a pathway to leave. But because of the monthly salary, they'll stay there. So may we not get to a point where we are in bondage for the sake of what you get every 4 weeks. You know, Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we be mindful. Now, I always remember this scripture. It tells in Hebrews chapter 2, verse 15, it says, for those whom through the fear of death. So let's remove death there. The fear we're talking about here, just fear. For those whom through fear were made lifetime subject or bond, like I said, when lifetime subject to bondage. Fear can keep somebody and make the person a slave. Fear. You don't what you don't know. Fear of what you don't know. I used to say to people, until you can conquer that, as in until you fail, you will never succeed. And when you fail, failure is part of success. So I said to people, until you stay and there's no money, your brain will not work. My father always tells me that necessity is the mother of invention. Until you stay that there's you don't know where your next income is coming from, your brain will function. They say this Albert Einstein that died also, he said he never used up to 20% of his brain, and everybody's celebrating him. Then imagine that majority of us don't even use up to 2% of our brain. So when there's no money, in Igbo they say Owusagi, you got TJ. So when you don't know where your next income is coming from, your brain will work more and be more efficient, because God has designed man to be that way. So in closing, in wrapping this up, I want us to bear this in mind. Let fear not hold us down from the potential things that God has led us to. Another reason why people don't step out is some people like the title. They like the title. They've made you MD. How can I get leave MD and then start being an entrepreneur? How can I be this supervisor? Some people are aspiring to be an MD, to be a PAMSEC, to be a this, to be a that. Therefore, they stay on someone else's business or someone else's stuff. Some people this is what they are. Oh Lord, God help us. So please, I've said it and I'll say it again. I'm never speaking against career progression, but we should be mindful. Some people others confuse stability with destiny. They think because they have a stable job that they've arrived, or that's where God has laid for them. We need to be careful. Another reason why people refuse to don't step out, because they don't have financial education. Where's my book? Okay, it's not here. It's a bit far away. If you have not read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I don't know, or you don't have any book you have read that has opened your mind to financial education, you will not function in the way, because there's one thing to go to uni, there's another thing to and get degrees, there's another thing to know how money works. So we need to know how money works, and to make a whole lot of difference for us. So many are busy climbing multiple ladders. Some people will be on this job, and in 3 months they'll move and go to another job, and in 3 months they'll move and go to another job, just to be climbing ladders, if I go here, they'll give me this position. If I go here, I'll get that money. Another reason could be lack of exposure. Another reason could be comfort. People are comfortable in the job. They just like the way the money they're getting, the pay rise. Some people, many wait for permission. They're waiting for somebody else to maybe take action. They'll go take action. Some people are very scared. They don't want to make any mistake. And therefore they stay there. So not everyone is held back by fear. Some are distracted, comfortable, conditioned, or uninformed. Freedom begins when clarity replaces what? Condition. So one of the reasons why people must step out and own the ladder is that one, so that they will be free. Guys, you guys don't understand that. I don't know how to explain it to you. And I don't know I wish I can open your mind so you can see that until you own something, you are not free. Until you earn, but you don't control your destiny. You don't control your life. A lot of people are destined for greatness. Oh Lord, they are destined for greatness, but they settle for less on a job. I'm a patient person, but I'm impatient with success. If something is not working the way, if I'm not seeing that something, like God, I believe that the Holy Spirit has trained me to know that I'm supposed to have gone past this level. And when I'm not going past the level, I know. So I don't know how people remain comfortable with not changing levels. Bishop always tells us about the fig tree, the parable of the fig tree. How Jesus Christ told the story, and the man came there to cut the tree down. The servant said you should leave it for another year. And if the tree does not produce, you should cut it down. God has designed every man to bear fruit. Every year, there must be progress, tangible progress towards what God has ordained for you, your destiny and his plan. So don't settle for average. A lot of people are ordained for the mountain top, like an eagle, but they rather be on the ground, be scraping like a bird. Employment provides stability, but doesn't create what? Generational wealth. I'll say it again. Don't fail your born and unborn generation. I'll say it again. Imagine the people that made this phone, the guy that made this phone, his generation will never, hunger will never kill them. I talked about Mercedes Benz, talked about Henry Ford. Do you think that the lineage of Bill Gates will suffer again? Elon Musk, do you look at their lineage will suffer? These people have organized their life, organized. Look at the lineage of Jeff Bezos, the lineage of my. Must your own generation come out and face poverty? Why? Think generational. If you're stepping out is going to help the next generation and the next generation, why would you hold it back? Why would they be born into poverty? Why would they be born into uncertainty? Why did they need to start from where you started from? Why can't they fly from where you ended? Why? So you must step out. Every career has business opportunities. Every career, no matter any career comes. See, this is how I work. I was talking to somebody the other day. She works in a nursery. I said, when you are there, make sure that you wear the cap of someone that wants to open their own, and begin to see things. So that means if you see documents on the wall that you need, take a picture, because one day you open your own. Be imagining, why did they have this crime? Ask questions. Don't just be there and be an employer. You're not going to be an employee forever. God brought you. See, I once worked in Google, Facebook, KPMG, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. Name them. I worked in like a lot of the top Fortune 500 companies, but as a kitchen potter, washing plates. And I graduated. I have a master's degree. And I said, so why am I entering all these big places, but I'm doing jobs that I'm not proud of. And after doing it for years, like I did it for maybe like a year or so, I can't remember. This will open my eyes to say that I brought you there so you can see how these organizations operate. My brother or my sister, Google, if you work in Google, you don't want to go home. You can stay in their office from morning to night and you never feel it. They give breakfast, they give lunch. People used to come to work early because of breakfast. They don't feed. They will not spend any money. They eat their breakfast and eat their lunch at work. And there will be snacks. No, I'm talking about snacks, drinks. They'll give them snooker, everything. If they even have where to sleep, Google allows people to sleep. It's called power room. But in some places, maybe they say, oh, if you sleep, they'll sack you. Or this one. No, Google allowed them to sleep. And that's how Google has it. YouTube, everywhere. Different. I learned that when there's some places I walked in, I'll see how rigid the companies are. That even ordinary staff meal, they can't give their staff £1. But Google gives, you can eat 10 plates if you want. The same thing with Facebook. You can eat 10 plates you want. But other company will give them £4, £3 lunch. I learned a lot by the way they work, the way they organize. That's one of the things I believe that God allowed me to see. Going to all these Fortune 500 companies working there, and I learned a lot just by what? Observation. Because a lot is done by what? Just looking. And I think I have that one, A1. So you need to own the ladder, guys. You need to own the ladder. Until you start owning it, until you own a ladder, you don't have options. I always say to people, do you think that if Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa, does not own the ladder, how will he be able to invest in I think he invested in Sri Lanka, invested in East Africa, invested in different African countries. How can you invest there if you don't have options? I'm sure he'll wake up one day, enter his private jet or enter any jet he wants, go there as he's looking. He'll not be in a hurry. He's not under pressure. Oh, I only have 5 days holiday. I only have 10 days holiday. Oh, I need my other 10 days holiday to go to this other place. I need the 2 out of my 10 days holiday to go and see my doctor. Or I know that when you own the ladder, you can still be earning, and you take out 1 month to go somewhere to explore that place to see, okay, can we invest here? You're not going to be under that pressure. A lot of people are under the pressure of holiday. They are given 20-something days holiday for a whole year. How will you explore life? How can you explore life? How can you venture? How can you invest? You can't, because you are limited. You can't even see. All you do is everything is in the country where you work. Everything is in that place. There'll be a limitation, so there cannot be progress. So it's important that we are mindful of how the system keeps us. Another thing is that ownership allows you to protect your assets. Ownership. See, until you read the Rich Dad Poor Dad, you understand what I'm saying. Or there's a book, I think I ordered that book. It's called Ink and Grow Rich. Just incorporate and grow rich. The rich people, You know this thing that saying, oh, landlord, people are selling their houses. It's because you don't have information. You're not financially educated. If you have a good mentor, if you know a good accountant, he will tell you what's up, what's in the up, as the country that is in Nigeria. You understand me? People, all they set up corporations, and through that corporation, they reduce taxes and they control their cash flow. These are some of the things that these guys do. So it's important. Having a company helps you to be a good parent. Help you to be a good parent. You'll be available for your children. You'll be there to mentor them. You'll be a part of their life. Someone once asked me, well, how is it that you're able to? My children go for swimming on Monday. They go for karate on Tuesday. They go for football on Wednesday. They go for piano on Thursday. They go. We do Bible study. They do tutor on Friday. On Saturday, my son does his own piano. On Sunday, we go to church. He said, how is he able to attend all these things? In my mind, I didn't want to tell him so you will not feel offended. I said to him, when I'm available and I work from home, why wouldn't I be able to attend it? Why? So some people are not there for their children. Husband work in the daytime, wife work at night. Or husband work at night, wife work in the day. Their children is either taken care of by one of the spouse. They don't even have time to sit down. We have to be intentional. This thing was designed that way. This was designed that way so that you can be doing that for 15 years, 10 years, 20 years, continue like that before you know to reach retirement age. And you now start calculating, what did I even achieve? That will not be the case of anyone. So destinies are waiting for you to manifest. Romans chapter 8 verse 19 tells us, for the next expectation of the creation are waited for the manifestations of the sons of God. If you don't fulfill destiny, oh God forbid bad thing. You know, that means a lot of people will not come out of where God has said there because they are waiting for you to find that, come out and bring that cure to acute leukemia, that cure to HIV/AIDS, that solution to that problem, that invention or that structure that is needed, or that organization or that thing, because you did nothing. And I always say this and I'll say it again. Parable of the talent. Go ask yourself, the last parable, the last person. The Bible says you should send him to where because he did nothing with the parable, send him to where there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. We are not called to go to heaven, guys. So if people are racing and saying heaven, we are not called to go to. We are called, and I said it earlier. We are called to what? Dominate, to what? Subdue, to rule the earth and multiply. These three things: dominate, rule the earth, and multiply. When we do these three things, to determine whether we make it to heaven or not. So don't be clouded. Oh, people that speak in tongues will not make it. People that pray and go to church will not make it. Only people that fulfill the reason why God brought them here will make it. So don't be stuck on a job when God has put inside you an app, or put inside you a good company, or put inside you a consultancy firm, or put inside you or a health care, a good care home, or put inside you one thing or the other that will take you to the next level. But because of fear or one thing or another, you stayed back into and be collecting salary. God forbid. You know, so commit your works unto the Lord and your thoughts, and He will establish it. So be prayerful about it, God will guide you. So as we wrap up, there's a business in every career. I've said it and I'll say it again. In every career, there's a business. In every career, there's a business. Lawyers, you know, in law firm, you can sell wigs, you can make gowns, you can build consultancy. There's a business, everything. As in pharmacy, you can own stores, you can produce medications, you can do all sorts. You don't just think or until they employ me. There's time to be employed and there's time to own. You know, I remember when we did the last talk with our guest about owning a care home, and he said that our people, that's Black Africans, are the ones doing the job. Caucasians are the ones that are doing the admin, and Asians are the ones that own the companies. So it's important that we bear this in mind. In engineering, there's contracting. Someone told me yesterday or last week that in a company where he paid somebody 2.5 million naira, 5 million pound contract, and he kept asking himself, why? I said, yes. If you need to step out, step out. How can somebody else stay and be getting that kind of money? And you are there. How much is your salary? Is it up to $100,000? Is it up to $300,000? But somebody got that money just by writing one invoice, and we're sitting down there, and I should congratulate you. No, it's between you and your God. So in healthcare, there's care homes, there's consultants, there's everything. Think like an owner, guys. Think like an owner. When you're on that job, think like an owner. Have the right perspective. If you watch this life, I've said it time without time without number. It's about perspective. Two tourists went to India a long time ago. One was laughing, oh, they don't have shoes. Other one was, wow, see, what if I produce shoes for these people? That means it's good money. And that's how the plastic shoes came about. So it's all about perspective. Some people will be there, be money, and go and walk away, leave the job, go and get another job. But you are there seeing, wow, if I set up my own and do like this, and set up my own and do the other way, I can do something better. You can do it. Own that ladder. Own that ladder. No, don't allow, you are there and you're getting skills. You can package your skills. You can begin to have income. There's so many things you could do. But whatever it is you do, bear it in mind that in every career that you are, there's a business inside. In every job that wherever you are, there's an opportunity for you to learn and to grow and to take something out of that to create your own. So my specialty, people say that they have the gift of healing, the gift of prophecy, gift of my own healing, my own prophecy or whatever, is that I help people move from one career to another, from their career to start owning their businesses. So you don't have to work with me. I'm not pitching myself. I'm very okay by the grace of God. I can do with more money, but I'm not doing this because of more money. I'm saying this that if it's something that you're okay, I don't know how to go about it, send me a DM and we can work something out. How do you transit from climbing ladders to owning one? It's to be aware. A lot of people are not aware that they can own. All they're just thinking of is pension. When I hear the word pension, it pains me. It pains me. It is a drug that they keep there for you to tie your destiny and put it in a bin in the name of pension. How much is pension? When I meet some elderly people that have made that mistake, they can't even live on the pension. Then why are you working towards it? I don't want no pension. I want to be wealthy. I want to create systems. I want to create wealth for unborn generation. What am I talking about? Why are you talking about pension? That's a very poor mentality. So the next thing is to use the job as a tool. Use your income as a stability, skills for leverage, and not identity. Some people start taking their job, the salary they get, and they start investing in them before they even leave the job. Next is you extract value. I've talked about it. Ask, what do I know? What do I need to do or solve so that others will pay me for it? The guy that came here to do the guest, to telling people how to set up a care home business, he still works in a company, but he has already set up his own business. Being a consultant, telling people how to set up their own care home. So we need to do something. Start building alongside climbing. A service. I know people that when they do their 9 to 5, they now start their 5 to 9. Do something. Have an asset, a business, or a system that you control. Shift from one income stream to ownership thinking. Ownership thinking. Let's have that mentality. And one last thing I want to tell you, amongst everything like reinvesting your time and money, reducing the dependence and increasing control, I think I want to is get a mentor. Get a mentor. Ask other people, how did you do it? How did you move from owning? That's the reason why some people went. I'm going to touch on that. Get a mentor. If you don't want to work with me, no problem. Get a mentor. But the thing is that you must do something. You don't quit climbing overnight. Transiting doesn't happen overnight. Your transition by building is something that you have to be intentional before you move from one stage to another stage. And I hope that we'll learn a thing or two. As wrap up, I think our time is fast spent. I want to say to us that the rich, they earn, they spend before they pay their tax. The people that set up corporations, people that own ladders, they earn, they spend before they pay their tax. For people that work for other people that are climbing ladder, they earn, they pay tax, and before they spend what's left. So tell me how you're going to be wealthy or you're going to do something meaningful that way. Because all you're doing is you're just managing whatever is left. And the more you earn, the more the tax do. Let's be mindful. So next thing I want to let us understand is that, stop rejoicing over annual bonuses. Oh, they paid me this. Oh, they paid me that. Oh, I'm promoted this. Or titles. Stop rejoicing it. It's okay. I celebrate it for every time. But let it be a reminder to you that it's time for you to own yours. Let it be a reminder for you to be propelling yourself that, oh, I need to start thinking. What's the way forward to it? If you are given a new title, let it be a reminder to you that I think it's time to How am I going to unwind and leave this book? I remember one of the things one of my leaders told me when we were in university. He said to me that his father always said, for every job he gets, on the day he gets it, he has planned the day that he's going to retire. In other words, he already have it on the back of his mind. How do I leave this place? What's the way? What's the next strategy? What's the way forward? What's next? What am I here for? That will help you to have a mentality, a pilgrim mentality, to know that what's next, or to make the most of the opportunity there. Another thing I want us to stop celebrating is retirement. You have people, when they retire, they do a retirement party. What if don't get me wrong, I know some people are public servants, they need to do some things, or some people will be in the military, some people will be in the Navy or whatever. But what it is, what if you kept your talent and you did not utilize your potential by working on that job or something for that years? What if that's the case? You need to be careful. Celebration, nobody's saying you should not honor the work, nobody's saying it is, but it could be that somebody has abandoned their potential, God forbid, and you're creating somebody else's own. So remember what I said, there's time for everything. There's time to work for somebody, there's time to start working. So let's stop celebrating clocking out and start celebrating building your systems. So I want to share this thing with us. So there's a ripple effect of an early entrepreneur versus someone that remained in their career for a long time. Someone that remained in their career for a long time, probably, maybe they remained in the career for maybe, I don't know. So I just want to share this with us. Someone that started as an entrepreneur, I've started business early, built skills and networks, but someone that stayed on a career also, but I've stayed in one company. It's possible, a lot of people do it, or career for decades. The person, when it comes to income stream, the person that started as an entrepreneur might have from one, that's how God works. When he opens your mind to one business, before you know anything, God will begin to bring multiple streams. From the original business, there'll be spin-off business, and there'll be things to invest in. But the person that is stuck to a job might only have a single salary or a pension, or dependent on their employer to increase their salary. When it comes to business creations, there's the entrepreneur often leads to several new businesses. I've talked about that. Partnership, people will start calling you for partnership, and there's possibility that the person will see franchises and the person will buy. But someone that's stuck on the job, they rarely create new businesses beyond personal savings and small projects. The entrepreneur will have gotten diverse skills like management, marketing, finances, and leadership. But the likelihood that the person that is working on a job might just what skills mostly confined to their role or their department. I hope that we're learning a thing or two. So, where are we now? Okay. The what do you call it? The person too. What's the name like this? Sorry guys. This is messing me up. Okay. I hope we're learning a thing or two or about a roundup. Oh, sorry, this is taking much time than anticipated. Okay. Anyways, as I wrap in doing this, the entrepreneur will have more flexibility than the employer. They can pivot, invest, take calculated risk. But the employee will just, the person that is working for somebody will stay low, tied to the employer, rules, schedules, and retirement age. Then the mindset, when it comes to mindset, the entrepreneur will always have an owner entrepreneur mindset. But the employee, all they are thinking about is how to climb ladder, how to follow structures, how to do office politics, how to do this, how to do that. So what's the long-term ripple effect is that the person that stayed as an employer, an entrepreneur, okay, the person that stayed as an entrepreneur would not have multiple opportunities, businesses and jobs and innovation. But the person that stayed as an employee, working and climbing ladder, might have minimal ripple effect, only personal retirement benefits. So you guys should use your own mouth and tell yourself which one you want. The Bible says enough. A word is enough for the wise. I know that we have learned a thing or two. Our time is fast spent. Please, if you have indicated interest, you want to say a thing, I'm going to let you on. Thank you for every time for always paying attention to this. If you like what we're doing, keep liking it. We're now in 6,800 or something likes. We can push you up to 10,000 or more. Please always follow this page so you can get more. Drop your big takeaways from this page if you've learned a thing or two. And remember what I always say, take action. You don't have to work with me. Look for a mentor. You can call me check on my bio. There you can call me there. There's free ebook. There's paid one. You can join my group, my community, and you can get updates. There's so many things you can do, but you need to take your life in your hand. I need to do something. So this live stream is sponsored by the How You Love. This is Tenom and Love Family Podcast. Please do well to check them out. So let me see if there are one or two people that want to say a thing or two. And I hope that some people have been blessed by what has been shared today. And God will continue to challenge all of us. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm also talking to myself. And it serves me as a continuous reminder. So preferably, guys, for technical issues, if you can join through TikTok, it'd be very nice. But I'm still going to paste this on. So come on and let us share our thoughts and let us learn from each other. Always a blessing having you guys talk. Thank you. Sammy Holmes. Sammy Holmes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, Menchu. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening from here.
Yeah, I want Ken. This Ken, right?
Yes, this is Ken.
Okay.
I join you from Nigeria.
Okay, thank you, Ken. The reason why I wanted you to share a story, I think I saw somebody tell me how your story inspired him, and I thought maybe you want to share it here. It might be a blessing to one or two people. You used to work in a law firm, and you met a crazy man like me, Onyekwelu, and I'm telling you to leave your job and go and learn a skill or two, and start owning your own ladder. Can you tell us a thing or two briefly about it, what your thoughts are, and about what we discussed today, quickly?
Okay. I think that was I started 2010, and I met you. That was, I think, 2015 or something. Then after then, because of the trust and the communication, which you give me the opportunity to say my mind, like some of my issues, because you're a kind of person that have listening ear for anybody. So when after telling you my issues and others, you gave me advice for me to go and learn a handwork, which I did. I started learning aluminium. I become aluminium fabricator. That was 2016. Then by His grace, after that, which I'm still working in the same place. Then after that, I went and learned how to do weather. I become a weatherman as well. So after the weather, then I went to Almat Farm, Kuje, and learned how to become a chef, which I graduated as a chef. I started cooking in Vice Suit Kuwa, and I'm still doing the weather work. As you said, concerning the time when someone asks you, how are you doing all those things? So to me, I would just say the time is there. What matters is how the person schedules his time. So from here, I achieved a lot of things from you. And I have a lot of certificate and knowledge and many understandings from you. I'm still grateful as well. Hoping to learn more from you.
Thank you. So what I want to ask you is that
Go ahead.
you're working for a very good law firm, and you left the law firm and went and learned what some people might call, oh, I can't do this kind of job. But today you own your company. Which one do you think is better for you now? When you're working for people and now that you're running your own show. Which one is better for you? Can you hear me? Hello? Ken? Ken? Hello? I think his network is playing up. Hello, Sammy Holmes. You want to say a thing or two? Sammy Holmes, Home Tutors. You want to say a thing or two?
Good. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How you doing?
Fine, sir.
Well done, well done. What are your thoughts for us today?
So,
Comments? Anything?
yes, all I want to say is to thank you for the word of advice and the mentorship work. I think personally it has a positive impact on my own life. For the few times I've known you,
Hello? We can't hear you.
remember the question you asked me in 2023
Okay, go ahead.
when we first crossed. Mr. Yaya, do you? Okay, I think I posted a flyer and you asked me, is this your business? I said, no, I think I'm working under someone. And you ask a question, do you want to continue working for someone? I don't think I answered that question, but I answered the question inside me that the answer to that question was no. And you called me and book an appointment to talk to me that if I have time, you would like to speak to me. If not that they stole my phone, I think sometimes if I wanted to go back to what you told me, I'll go back to the voice note you sent to me, then replay it again over and over to listen to it. And I think all I want to say is meeting you is a divine. And I would like to continue beyond that your mentorship advice. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Yeah.
To the glory of God. To the glory of God. I'm not doing this thing for self-aggrandizement or to empower myself or not. I met someone and the person said to me, I watch what you do and look, open his phone, starts showing me the things he's doing. I was like, wow, there are a lot of people that come and watch all this thing, but they never say anything. They watch my status, watch me talk on Facebook or whatever, they never say anything. You know, they they do a thing, what they are taking action. What I'm trying to say is that whether you talk on the live stream or you send a message on my start, just do something. That's what's most important. Because your generation, both the ones born and the ones unborn, they'll be so glad you did it. And if you don't do anything, it will not be good at all. Manchi, welcome back. Sorry, I think you had a network problem. If your final thoughts
Yes,
as a wrap
thank
up,
you.
yeah.
Yes, go
Mm.
ahead for your question. Sorry, network was a little bit.
Yeah, I said you were working in a law firm when we met. You
Yeah,
understand me? And
yes,
I'm sure you like the dressing as a law person and everything. But you left and went and said doing a job that people might say, this job is for poor people and everything. So that time when you're, which one do you prefer? The when you are doing the job, working for the law firm, and now that you're on, which one do you prefer?
Now I'm on my now that I'm my own because even when I after finished the aluminium part, I got a contract that pays me almost what the thing I worked in the law firm for 1 year hasn't paid.
Wow,
It paid for just 2 weeks.
wow,
For
wow.
just 2 weeks.
Mm.
Even the weather was even from weather sef, I use weather to got my house
Wow,
as
that's
I'm
good.
living
That's good.
through the weather.
Wow, that's good.
So in
Mm.
all these things, I think I know to own the ladder is better than looking for whom to give you ladder.
Mm. 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 Well done, sir. Thank you very much for your time. Our time.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. And keep watching and tell people to watch. And God bless you for sharing the things that you shared. Well done. I'm sure a lot of people
Thank,
were blessed by it. Well done.
yes,
Thank you. Bye
thank
bye.
you.
Bye. Yeah. So, guys, I'm sure you heard it. Um, there's so many people. I think I met a guy told me, please, this from Switzerland. He watched my stuff. Please keep doing what you're doing. X, Y, and Z. He appreciates it. This and that. I'm sure there are so many people, even when they meet me, oh, I watch your stuff. I watch your stuff. I don't comment, but I watch it. You understand? Another person call me. I watch it and everything. In whatever you do, whether you watch it live, whether you watch it recorded, please take action. Take action. The Bible says, to him that has ears, let him, what, hear. And what's the point that you watch all these things and you don't do anything? My mother, my grandmother always says to me, if I tell you what is wrong, forgive me. But if whatever I'm telling you today may not stand against you upon the day of judgment, I don't forget that her saying. So please, guys, let everything I'm saying to you today not stand against you on the day of judgment, please. Because we shall give account of every single thing, even your time in your job, what you did with your talent, what you made out of it. Did you live in line with God's plan and purpose for your life? I pray that on that day we'll answer well. So as we wrap up, I just want to thank you for always joining this live stream or watching it later, or you came across this live stream. I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you to my personal assistant, Venus. Thank you to my social media manager, Dami. Thank you to my family, um, my wife, my amazing wife, and my children, whom my son is already working on his own videos and has in his own like podcast setup and all that. I never knew until he recorded himself. I said that sometimes you do stuff I don't know your children are watching you. So yeah, thank you very much to my family, to my mentors, to my colleagues, and to people in church, to all those that to anyone that I've lent a thing or two from. I bless you and God bless you. You know, I'm not, I'm nothing without the. I'm an embodiment of the of different people's graces, and I just want to say thank you. So follow us for more of this. Like, share this live stream so more people can be a part of it. Send the link to somebody that you know. Post it in a group chat. If you feel that if you post it to someone directly, they might feel offended. Post it in a group chat. Post it on your Facebook. Repost it on your Instagram. You never know that I'm doing the business I do today, rent to rent in the UK. Somebody sent me a random video, and the person never know the benefit of it. He himself is not doing it, but I watched it and I took action. So send a video that let generations bless you for doing that. Share this video. I'm not saying share the video to help me. Share the video so other people can be blessed by it. That's what we're talking about. So drop your biggest takeaways now. You can send me a DM. You can put it on the comment section. You know, somebody can be blessed by what you're sharing. Just like some people made a comment or two. You know, please do that. Next Sunday, um, next Sunday, we'll be having same time, same we'll be discussing assets versus liabilities. Assets versus liabilities. So please make sure you're here, 7 p.m. UK time. You go a long way. So take action. You don't have to work with me, but make sure you're working with somebody. You need to get a mentor to guide you. There are a lot of things that mentors can do for you. All right. So book a free call, 10 minutes, if you want us to have a conversation about what we discussed today, or about your career or your business or something. Don't do it. So you can still join my mentorship group that started last month in December. You can still join. I can still fix you in. We have people on already, but I can still fix you in and brush you up and bring you up to speed. So send me a DM if you're interested, you want to join. What we're doing is from idea to short-let business. So if you are working on your career or you have a job and thinking, how do I start this short-let business, be it in UK or in Nigeria, send me a DM and we can make that happen. All right. So I have people that I'm coaching right now, and it's not expensive. I brought it down up to $500. Oh, sorry, £500 is not expensive for what you're gonna make. I don't want to talk too much about it. If you send me a DM, anyway, no need of talking. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to convince you. But if you want to stay on and be using up your time, is your choice. So download my free ebook and also download my paid ebook. They're out there. My free ebook is free. My paid ebook is not expensive, $29.99. Gives you an access into the shortlist business in the UK, and to make you know that how much you can make. You can. So the knowledge and the value there is a lot. Do well to download it, and you can never go wrong. So you can join my community, send me a DM, or check the flyers. You can see a QR code to my WhatsApp channel, and from there you can get access to it. So your life is in your hand. Take control of your life, your time. Don't die average. God forbid. And anybody listening to this message will die an average man or an average woman. The hellfire will be too much. But I don't pray for anyone. My prayer is that everyone that listened to me today, that will come across this video, will take action and fulfill their destiny in a grand style. That when you come up to heaven, it shall be said of you, well done, good and faithful servant. That's my prayer for you. and I know that God will make it happen. So this live stream is sponsored by The Hair You Love. Please patronize them. They sell premium wigs and accessories. Sponsored by D610 Homes. We have properties for sale in Nigeria. We have investment opportunities in the United Kingdom and in Nigeria. Send a DM. If you have cash and you don't know what to do with it, don't keep your money in the bank. The Bible teaches you that you can put your money to work. Can't read parable of talent. That guy took his money and invested somewhere. Invest your money. Love Family Podcast. We have podcasts, episodes coming out soon. So keep it locked down and you get something. So yeah, God bless you all. Remember, I never said there's nothing wrong in career progression. All I'm saying is that own the ladder. Own the ladder. If you don't hear anything, hear this one. The rich will earn, spend before they pay tax. But those that are working for somebody will earn, pay tax before they spend. Choose the one that you want. A word is enough for a wise. And in whatever you do, invest in what will make you to live a life in your own means. And don't forget, the reason why I'm doing this thing is to stir up a dissatisfaction in you, your spirit man, so you can awaken the giant that is in you. And if nothing after this 1 hour that we have done this thing has stirred up, you need to check yourself, or maybe go for deliverance or something, but you should be able to take an action on what you have said. Ecclesiastes 10 verse 7. I've seen servants on horses, while princes walk on ground like servants. Please ensure that you are flourishing in the right space. Remember that wise always invest. Invest in whatever will make you own the ladder. God bless you. Udo, peace, and see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.